Hello! Today we've got a Fairytale nail art for you again. This time is about the story of the Golden Goose. I actually encountered the story under multiple names, but yeah, in the Fairytale book I have it's called the Golden Goose, so I'm just calling it that. As a background I used a pale blue nail polish. I'll just list it down below in the description box. And also a lot of acrylic paints and a detail brush. I just mixed acrylic paints as well, by the way, so if you don't have this many colors then just mix them. And of course I also used top coat. So the first thing I did was painting the trees. I like to always start with the thing that's the most in the background and then just work forward, sort of, in 3D sense. Yeah, you get what I mean. Either way, I started out with a darker shade of green, then added pale green on top of that, and then some yellow on top of it. Just to sort of make the trees, like, differ more from each other, really, like with shading and all. If you do that while the paint is still wet, then you can still just dab it out and it will look more natural. Did pretty much the same thing with the tree trunks, only I used just two colors on those because they're pretty small anyway. The color for the grass I actually mixed from green and white. Pretty pale color, but I really wanted the figures to stand out. I also added these dots which are supposed to be flowers, but you could just leave those out because with the people on it, it won't really stand out anymore. So yeah, pretty much I tried to paint a scene where like the dumb guy who later turns to be the prince. Either way, when he's holding the goose and people, like someone touches the goose and someone touches that person, and then there's like a complete whole row of people stuck to each other randomly. I thought it was a pretty funny scene, so yeah, I decided to paint that on my nails. So first off, we have the guy holding the goose, and then the whole row of people stuck to it. The goose itself is pretty hard to paint when it's supposed to be this small, but I think it quite worked out. And then the most fun part, in my opinion, was just painting all the different people. I tried to give them all a different hairdo and different clothes and different shoes. Different facial expressions, although facial expressions are pretty difficult when it's so small. And that dude looks way too happy to be stuck to other people. Yeah. Some are more fashionable than others. Some probably, I don't know, there's probably rich people, poor people. I really gave it way too much thought. I also tried to give, like I said, all of them sort of a little bit of a facial expression just for fun. But you could keep this as simple or as difficult as you want it to be. On the middle nail I also added a little sun because it just seemed to fit with it. And lastly I added some top coat, just a really thick layer to seal in the acrylic paint and a really thick layer so the brush wouldn't touch the acrylic paint because I didn't want to drag it out obviously. And then that is the final step, and this is the completed nail art. I really had a lot of fun painting this, like it's, in my opinion, one of the most funny fairy tales in existence. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!